Yes. Okay. Beer?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, let me start us off with a short visual presentation of our common history. Please.
Oh, this is you. Oh, yes.
That's us. It's the fourth year in high school. Please. This is, I think, this is
Fine drug.
This is first year, I think. This is first year still.
Yeah.
I don't like your oversized jacket.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's for two people at least. The size of the sleeve.
Dealership on the street. Yeah, I should have grown to it, but
You're still doing it.
yeah.
Right, yeah, so I'm not sure how many people knew that we were way back. Palo. Right, so do you imagine that after 15 years that we know each other and we, well, otherwise separated our ways, we meet here, drinking beer, and other people listen to us.
Yeah, and having both these prices here. Well, no, not at all. Not at all, really.
Not at all?
Yeah.
I always knew. We were destined to be here. Okay. Well, you did win the award, and that's for being a great ambassador for the company. I'm showing that we can be civil and yeah, we can talk about serious things.
Yeah.
Right. So, have you realized that education has become a integral part of your brand as a person, as a professional?
Well, it kind of comes with what are my values, I would say, or how I would like to profile myself.
Right.
So,
So yeah. There you go. Okay. And have you ever realized that I'm probably the most successful product of you?
yeah, that's another success story.
Yeah, another success.
Maybe not
Because-
all people.
Yeah, you can do a short version, I guess.
Yeah, so
I'll just play some.
so maybe so we knew each other from the high school, and then at the university, Stano studying history. So he has nothing to do with the IT field, and actually I think on high school he has quite rough like connection to the IT or informatics.
You could say that.
With the teacher at least.
Yes.
So yeah, then after the university, he realized that like history is not the most like how to put it.
Survival.
Yes, right.
And one great field to be in.
Yeah, if you want to employ yourself.
Yes.
So he moved to kind of IT in terms of like it's
Kind of like.
no,
So at least if you don't do programming, that's not.
yeah, it's just started with like administration, server
Yeah,
administration,
business management.
and then after a few like, years or months, I would say,
Years.
yes, you realized also that maybe this is not the most creative or
Yeah, it was boring.
work for you. So you started to tackle with this like thought of being a programmer, and then you were just asked like I think the one guy that was there he was a PHP programmer and I was a Java programmer. So what language should you pick? And I said Java because it's the like money is there. So yeah, and it's a really good I think for the future the language will survive a lot. So yeah, you pick this and. We had some sessions together over Skype and
Yeah, and I did pretty much the same. Pretty much the same project as we put to Academy. Actually.
yeah, yes.
It's also a blogging platform.
Yes.
As we like to call it, because blog is way too boring.
blog is boring.
It's a platform, so it does shit. Right. Okay. So yeah, I want to talk a bit about the education. Because that's what I think you are most visible in the company. How did you get to it? I mean, you do a lot of talks, internal, external, front-end masters or whatnot. So how did that happen?
Well, actually, when I started my first job as a full-time employee in the previous company, we had this kind of all the company atmosphere was kind of similar like here, and they had a lot of internal activities like these events where a group of Java developers, let's say, they would gather around and one would present some technology, and I really saw the value in this because I was able to learn something, and I just needed to sit there and follow the presentation, and then I could just look things up later on. And I just saw that the people that they were presenting it, they were really, I think, good at not only the skill, the language, the technology itself, but also at the presentation. So yeah, that's what maybe inspired me a bit, not only to receive, but to give. Because it kind of, I was always this kind of, I try to explain some things to other people because teaching is something that was quite interesting to me as well. But I didn't see it as a profession because of, it's lucky it's not that. Yeah, but it's quite satisfying to see if you explain something and people receive it and understand it. It's quite enjoyable.
Right. And you have great students.
Yeah.
Like me. And,
yeah.
Yes. So do you remember when you first gave your talk, the first one?
Yeah. So
did it suck?
Yeah, it was really bad. Actually, actually, it was about Kotlin programming language, which I also did a few talks here in Itera. Back then it was starting, so it was kind of hype, and I wanted to present it as something new and cool. But it didn't end up that well because I just studied some tutorials, and then I went ahead and explained some things that weren't exactly true. And people in the audience, they were correcting me, and then it just ended up with some kind of, not presentation, but discussion, which is always bad if you're a presenter, because then you can see that the audience knows a bit more than you. So you're not able even to answer the questions. Right? So then I realized that when I present something, I really need to know the topic.
Yes. Okay. So what is now your biggest motivation to do that, except being interested in teaching?
I would go with. It's not only that. That there will be a knowledge sharing with other people, but it gives a value for me because I can grow personally, I would say. For example, to get better in presentation, public speaking, which is, I think, skill that is always useful. And also to master something, master technology. The highest level is basically when you can explain it to other people, not only just to follow some technical instructions or specific statements, but to give it in other words so that people can understand it. So that's the most added value, and in order to do this, you need to really understand everything, how it works in that.
Yeah, so what you're really saying is that the reasons are partially selfish.
Yes.
Doing that.
And
it's always like that. I mean.
Yeah, there are also partially these reasons.
Okay, do you think that constant education is more important in our field than it's elsewhere? There's a not trick question.
Yeah, definitely. In IT, as in every maybe this kind of field that requires constant learning, even in medicine or these kind of fields. But in IT, if you don't educate yourself and you just don't keep up with the latest technologies, then you don't have to notice it at first, because you can be assigned to a specific project for 10 years, right. But then if you want to switch and you see that technologies have changed, or maybe there's a completely different paradigm or stack that needs to be used, and you just cannot do it because you haven't followed these things, right. Then it's, I think, really...
Do you see that on interviews?
Yeah, I see it from time to time at interviews. There are these kind of senior guys that like are senior in age but not in skills, and you can quickly just like see through them if you ask some question, which, well, they have a lot of experience in their CVs, but if you ask a specific question about some technology, they will just say, yeah, I've been there, I've seen it, that someone used it on this project, and it is listed there, but he hasn't used it. And yeah, that's most likely if you, well, are comfortable within some your area, and you don't like see the need to learn because you are working with this kind of project and don't anticipate any change.
Right. So you mentioned public speaking as an important skill to have.
Yeah.
What do you obviously? What do you think are the most difficult challenges to become a proficient public speaker or educator in that area?
Yeah, there's like two aspects of this. First of all, you need to have like mastered the presentational skill, and this is a completely separate topic. And I'm really glad that here in Itera we have a space for this, like in Fight Club, for example, where you can just practice. It's not because it's not difficult, but you need to repeat it in order to get better. You just cannot like have the skills in some area and then just say, okay, I understand this a lot, and just go ahead and try to present it, because it can end up with people being confused, because you will not use like specifically correct terms.
You need means to communicate.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. So, and that's like one of the aspects. And second aspect, of course, you need to be really good at the topic that you are presenting. If it is something technical, then just anticipate any like questions. If it is some like any topic, then at least study some like side things around it, and just try to like
So how do you pick your topics?
Well, it depends. Well, for me, for example, here in Itera, when I'm doing some technical talks, it is either something that I see there's some technology that is currently trendy or hype, and it will really be interesting for people to learn. And then maybe if I see that there is some gap in some area, for example, the front-end masters, when I prepared the topics for the course, I just saw that the front-end development in general is not like the primary topic, and it should be, because if you look nowadays at the development of web applications, it's basically it has gone through a lot of like changes, and currently we still don't have, I think, enough competence in this area. So that's why we like basically did those presentations to just improve this competence.
Okay. Yeah, and I want to get back to public speaking, just to the presenting. So there's two questions there. What makes presentation or talk work, and what can break it? So what are the most common presentation sins?
Yeah. I think the most like common problem, or at least the really base thing that you need to be good at is so that the audience can understand you, and this means that you need to have a proper language, you need to have a proper voice, don't speak like slowly or quietly, and of course you have to use correct language. So if you are, for example, too technical and just shooting some technical terms that people are not always aware of, that they may be aware of them, but it's always to put up in a different words so that the head can process it. Because if you are presenting something, it's not like you are reading it and then you can repeat the sentence several times. You just need to be able to absorb it.
Right. So that's where you make abstractions or analogies.
Yes, abstractions, analogies, and of course you can use PowerPoint to like visualize the thing that you are saying. If there is some kind of flow, it's always better to put it like in presentation, just describe how it goes. Yeah. So another thing is putting everything in the presentation, which is the opposite, too much text and so on. But yeah, these are things that can be learned, I think. You just need to practice them.
Yeah. And so, do we see improvement at Fight Club? Can we say that?
Well, in other people or in my
You care about all people.
Yeah, of course.
So, you and everybody else as well.
Yeah, I see a lot of improvements in Fight Club, and I would really, really recommend for anyone at least to join and watch, because the whole point of it is to practice. So, for example, if you at any point, like you have a customer presentation, you need to do some demo, and you don't know if you are prepared for it, then in Fight Club it is like really good atmosphere. You just go there and people, they can tell you what you did wrong or what you did good.
Yeah.
And this really, I think, really helps a lot of people.
True. And you don't have to do the whole thing, right? Just the introduction or
Yeah,
something.
you can, like, it's like 5 or 10 minutes, so it doesn't need a really big preparation. It's like you go there and just put a few words. At least try to put yourself in this position of presenting.
Okay. So when we do these things not just internally, we do some external meetups, or we just had the Dev Academy, which we just wrapped up, actually. How do you think these things reflect on company from public's point of view?
Yeah, that's really, that's also another aspect of this. If we are doing external talks, it really builds up the brand of Itera. So I can see now that, more people are aware of Itera as in general, because they've been here on meetups or at the Dev Academy, and where they see the quality that we give here. It's, I think, really good marketing for us.
Right, and we've seen the feedback so far based on the academy.
Yeah, it was really good. So, yeah, so far I think everyone was really satisfied with the academy, and yeah, they are quite happy about it.
What do you think about students or people that either still in school or we just had the academy without working someplace? About their skill levels and competence?
Well, I would say they are, it depends, but I would say they are quite good. At least you can see that people that are usually interested in this kind of events, like we had, they are eager to learn something new. So they, I think, have some kind of really good baseline that, of skills, and yeah, I could see that they're also like cool guys. So they're not the proper standard nerds or geeks. Or
Standard nerds.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was a good fit also for our group course.
Yeah, what I liked in the feedback was that they could participate at least a bit on the company culture, which you can't really communicate in any other meeting, just by personally being here and experience it. So that's why I think it works very well as a tool to attract people. And yes, I'm glad you agree with me. Okay, and we too are closing in on our time. I think I'm going to check the questions, if there are any. Oh, nasty boy. Why not? What were GPAs for each of you at the end of school and then university? What's GPA?
That's, I think, American stuff. So it's like marks, like
Average.
Yeah.
Average at the end of school. Well, in the final year we did different things.
Yeah.
So in fourth year we specialized, and we only had like 2 things in common, I guess. It was probably
So English.
Solid and English, yes, and I think we were the same in that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And yeah, and in the university, I mean, you speak for yourself.
Yeah, I did well. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I did amazingly. It's true. If not IT, what would be another area of your interest? It's probably you as well. No one asks me.
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, maybe wanted to be something like something like writing, for example, for newspaper or books, but this was just like a concept.
Blogger.
Yeah, blogger.
That's my blogging
Yeah,
platform.
that's blogging.
Blogging platform.
So, creative fields, right? What does IT stands for? Well, is it cash?
Yeah, it depends.
It's a good movie, though.
Yeah.
Scary as shit.
Itera. Шостка.
Okay, if there are no other questions, which doesn't seem we will have, and we are exactly on time, actually. Right, finish your beer. And, John, thank you for chatting with me. It's always a pleasure. And
Just